So maganda to pag-usapan kasi kakakita ko lang din. Ito yung upcoming MMOs revealed in 5 gaming companies quarterly invest. So maganda to guys. Ako lagi ko pinapanood to. Boss, kung hindi pa kayo naka-follow kay Shendong, follow nyo. Napaka-informative yung mga contents niyan. Solid yan mga boss.
It's already August, and honestly this is one of the months I've been waiting for the most, because this is when many major gaming companies release their latest quarterly investor report. And this report, guys, can give us a good look at what they are currently working on, like what games are coming next, and of course what upcoming MMORPG we should be watching. So maybe this is finally the year we...
Ako inaabangan ko talaga Ako ang inaabangan ko talaga na next big MMO talaga, Night Cross 2, Mir 5, tsaka Ragnarok 3.
Time to be unemployed because there might be way too many good MMOs to play. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, Gravity is probably the company most of you guys here are already familiar with.
Puro Ragnarok to
playing different type of Ragnarok for quite some time now. And according to their latest report,
Ayan na.
quite a few upcoming MMORPGs. First, we have Ragnarok Online.
Ito na, sakto. Ito inaabangan ko, Ragnarok 3.
And this one actually got moved. Before they were targeting the end of this year, but now the release is showing 2027.
Na-move.
And honestly,
Aray
that
ko
makes
po.
sense
Agal.
because they recently had another CBT, and when you do this bigger beta test, obviously
Parang
you
gusto ko
get a
to,
lot of
legit.
feedback from players. So they will be working on the balance changes, bugs, progression, or monetization, all of that stuff. So
Alam nyo kung bakit mas gusto kong laruin yung bago talagang Ragnarok 3 kaysa dun sa mga ROC New World. Kasi parang na-release na dati yung ROC, parang re-release na lang ulit yon. Parang nirelease na lang ulit mga boss. So ito talaga bagong-bago So bagong exploration ulit to ng game. Hindi ko lang alam kung same lang to na mechanics to sa original na RO.
Take more time than rush the game just to stick to their original schedule. And actually guys, I was also browsing this investor report. Like if you scroll this up, you will see here that there will be another test on August 27. So basically this month, but this time
tatry ko to.
in China. So we'll try if we can get access again. But anyway, the gameplay you guys are watching right now is actually from the Taiwan RO3 test. But anyway guys,
lalaruin natin to mga boss.
Called Ragnarok Online Plus. And I actually didn't see this one in their other investor report. So this is really new, like they just put it here.
Ano to, Ragnarok Online Plus? Sana bagong gameplay.
Targeting the second half of 2026 in Korea.
Korea?
And this one is actually pretty interesting because the information about this game is still pretty limited. But from the Korean information I've been able
Ragnarok 3.
The easiest way I can explain this is it looks like another take on classic Ragnarok Online.
Yun lang.
With a something like darker vibe. That's what Koreans are trying to explain it. And another interesting part here is that they're also bringing it to mobile. Because guys, normally when Gravity launched this type of classic Ragnarok experience,
PC lang to
they tend to lean toward PC. For example, Ragnarok Zero Global, that will be only on PC. So Ragnarok Online Plus seems like they're trying to take that classic Ragnarok feeling and make it work across a more modern setup. But anyway, we still need to see more gameplay of this. And then guys,
tama na sa pay to win, nakasanla na bahay. Naku boss, sa panahon ngayon, wala ka ng MMO na hindi pay. Wala ka ng MMO na malalaro na hindi pay to win. Sobrang sakit lang isipin, pero yun na talaga eh. Nag-e-exist na siya, and nag-e-exist siya na successful. So malamang yan, makikita yun ng mga investor ng mga next na game, and makikita nila yun na pwedeng gawin nilang cash cow sa mga susunod na release nila, and talagang gagawin na nila yun.
Ragnarok M Eternal Love 2, and this is actually one that I've been waiting for a long time, and sadly
kumbaga kasi yung pay to win kasi sa MMO, ano na siya, existing successful formula. So ang kailangan mo na lang pagandahin yung ecosystem ng game mo and gawing interesting sa mga tao para laruin. Talagang merong mag-i-spend talaga eh.
TBD, so we still don't have a proper release window. But for anyone who is new to the channel and has not seen this game before, the easiest way to explain the mechanics of this game is it is probably something like Genshin Impact. But the major difference is that this is still being built as an MMORPG. So you're getting that more modern anime RPG presentation, but you're still supposed to have the MMO side of the game. And honestly, out of all the mobile Ragnarok projects, this is still one of the ones I'm most curious about, mainly because the developers behind this one are actually XD, the Chinese dev team. And quick trivia guys, that's actually where I got the name Shandong. Shandong was originally just one of my alt characters, my farmer character in Ragnarok, but somehow that alt became my main, and eventually the name just stuck and I use it in all other MMO games. Okay, so anyway guys, next is Ragnarok the New World. So this game is actually already available in Southeast Asia, but according to this investor report, they're also planning a global version, but we still don't have a confirmed global launch date yet. The only thing we can know is that there will be a global version of this one. Then guys, we have Ragnarok Abyss, and according to this report, this one is still targeting next year.
Walang masyadong lalabas na global, no?
Doesn't just call this an MMORPG. They're
ito,
positioning it as an MMO ARPG.
Uy, gogo legit MMORPG?
Basically MMO plus action RPG. Although if I'm looking purely at the gameplay we've seen so far, it still look pretty familiar.
Yun ang wala pa sa play to earn ngayon, boss. Yung mga ganong ARPG, ano bang best example ng ARPG ngayon? Yung recent na sa Steam, yung sikat din, nakalimutan ko. Yun ang wala sa play to earn eh.
You play a lot of mobile MMORPGs, and weirdly enough guys, when I think of something that looks more like an action MMORPG, I actually get
talaga? Kabisado mo, galing mo talaga sa ganito?
Eternal Lab 2 because of that faster hack and slash looking combat. But that's just my impression from the footage. Maybe once we actually get our hands on Ragnarok Abyss, it will feel completely different. Now this next one actually
sobrang bilis na gameplay.
I hadn't really been following this one. So this is Ragnarok Midgard Senki, and according to this
daming Ragnarok, no?
Taiwan, Hong Kong.
Sobrang daming Ragnarok, no, pre?
Second half of 20.
Isipin nyo, second half na lang to ah. Wala pa dito yung mga private server na nilabas. Wala pa dito yung hindi gravity.
26. So if everything goes according to plan, this should be out
before cute nito
2027. And this game looks very different, guys. Like it's more cute Ragnarok art style, but from the gameplay I've seen, it has more of
walang auto. Meron yata. May auto ata.
You know, games like your character
ito yata auto yata to.
And then the enemies keep coming in, and you got waves of monsters everywhere. That kind of thing, guys. So it's definitely not the traditional Ragnarok MMO experience that people probably imagine when they hear the name, but it does still look interesting. 2017 na to. Next is this Ragnarok Adventures, and this one is also scheduled for this year. So this is a mobile game with
vertical eyed pang phone to.
So yes guys, we basically reach peak auto gaming here. Like this seems to be the final boss of auto gaming MMOs.
Final boss ng
like
auto gaming to.
Your character is completely out there grinding while you're probably doing something else. And I know some people absolutely
may PvP ba yung ganito?
But I actually understand the audience for them. Like a few years ago guys, when I was still working in a call center and I really didn't have much time to play games, I actually like idle games. I don't know why, but there was something weirdly satisfying about checking your phone and suddenly seeing that your character had gotten stronger even though you didn't really do anything. Just seeing my character's level go up was enough.
Na-addict din ako dyan, Summoner's War.
So yes, there is
kung alam nyo yun,
a very specific audience for games like this.
Ayon to Guild Wars 3, hindi pay to win daw. September na ayon to. Lapit na rin. Subukan ko rin yun.
For busy players, it does solve a real problem. And finally guys, for Gravity, we have the one I'm personally waiting for, Ragnarok
Global Zero.
Global. So this is currently scheduled for August 8.
Ano kaya gameplay nito? Uy, malapit na.
And if you've been watching our channel
yun din.
you will probably notice
Classic.
I've already been making a lot of Ragnarok Zero content. That's because I really want another PC MMORPG that I can actually sit down and play long term. But I still play mobile MMOs guys, obviously, but I want something on PC where I can log in, grind, build a character, and actually stay there for a while. So this
ako
is
NFT pa rin, pre. Ako ang criteria ko na talaga sa paghahanap ng MMO, yung may NFT. Kasi kung walang NFT, malamang wala pa akong 300k ngayon yung account ko. Hindi, mga 300k naman. 300k GP na yung account ko, pero wala, sobrang hina. Sobrang hina kahit yung ginastos ko sa pambili ng account, gastusin ko sa account na from day one ko. Hindi ko ma-achieve to. Baka nga wala pa akong mythic kung ganun Kaya ako, pag naglaro talaga ako ng pangmatagalang MMO, dun ako sa may NFT talaga.
That's more time into. And if you guys are also planning to play Ragnarok Zero Global, feel free to join our Discord.
Iba na hayahay pag nakaranas ng play to earn sa P2P. Iba na talaga. Ito pa nga lang pwede na natin to ibenta diba? Magkano rin yan? 1,455 kung nakikita nyo pag pinag-plus nyo yan. Ang 1K niyan nasa ngayon? Sabi natin 1K lang kinita ko dito. Di nasa 12K agad, diba? Palag na. Not bad.
Because this is probably going to be one of the MMOs.
Pero syempre hindi lahat sinaswerte sa pag-apps.
We'll play together. So guys, that's Gravity, and somehow we just talk about only Ragnarok games. Anyway, we'll check Gravity again in about 3 months when the next
may ganun pa Boss Gwyn.
So for now,
Lapit mo
let's
talaga
move
dun.
over to NC. So guys,
Ayan.
NC
NC?
is where things start getting really interesting because unlike Gravity,
Anong NC?
where basically everything is Ragnarok.
Kala ko Night Cross na
Ragnarok. NC actually has a pretty pipeline like shooter, RPGs, MMOs, a lot of different stuff. But of course, we're only interested in the MMO side. Alright? So first, we have one of the big ones, Ion 2, guys. And this is a game I actually played myself when it launched in Taiwan. And the first thing I noticed is how smooth the combat feels. So if you're someone who likes faster paced MMO combat, I think you're probably going to enjoy this. Now, obviously, there has also been a lot of discussion about the monetization and whether the game is pay to win. And guys, we're talking about Korean MMORPGs, so always expect that it is a pay to win.
Narinig mo na, Boss Gwyn. Pay to win pa rin.
But from what I've seen, there are still players who are not massive.
Wala kasing auto yung Ion 2 pero sobrang ganda niyan kung nakapag-Throne Liberty ka. Nag-Throne Liberty tayo nun Isok 1 day lang. Naglalag kasi.
Whales but are still managing to play competitively and enjoying the game. So I don't think it's automatically a situation where you need to spend thousands of dollars just to log in. But obviously monetization is something you want to keep in mind. Now,
monetization talaga
NC's pipeline, you will also see games like Limit Zero Breakers,
Hindi, Boss A.
Time Takers. I'm not counting this on this video because they're not MMOs. The one we care about here is this Cinder City.
Paalala ko lang, boss, Paalala ko lang, naka-record ako. Ma-upload sa YouTube to. YouTube kayo dyan, guys.
Investing. This is one of those games where I don't want to overhype it before we actually get to play it. But I like the idea, like it's an MMO tactical shooter. So it's very different from your usual fantasy MMORPG. So this time we're using guns. And I think that's actually good because the MMO genre desperately need more games that are not just another fantasy.
Nag-announce na sila, di updated si Shendong. Di magiging pay to win ng global. Hindi, reviewin natin sa next na patingin lang ako ng update na yan. Kung meron kayong link, pasend sa Discord ko. Then pag-usapan natin sa next na video.
So I'm definitely watching this one. And then guys, we also get one of the biggest names on NC's pipeline, Horizon Still Frontiers. So this one is interesting because it's an MMORPG based on the Horizon franchise. So if you played the Horizon games on PlayStation before, I think the first one I saw was on PS4. You will probably recognize it immediately. I still remember seeing
Monster Hunter
back then because I was honestly just amazed by the graphics. You know, at the time it looked so realistic to me. I remember watching
parang Monster Hunter nga.
PS4 and thinking like, man, I really wish I had a PS4 so I could play this one. So if you played Horizon before, you will immediately recognize the world,
Tignan ko nga yan.
the visual.
Autopass na sa Ragnarok, Lineage, mga iiwasan na raw, pare-parehas lang.
Style, all of that, except now NC is taking that universe and turning it into an MMO experience, and that is a pretty wild combination. So I'm really excited to see how this will turn out. And guys, there's actually also one major MMO that is not shown on this particular pipeline.
Guild Wars 3! Ito na!
Now, Guild Wars 3 is being developed by Arena Net under NC, and this one is expected for PC and PS5. And there's also talk that there will be
PS5?
beta testing before the full release. So we're probably looking at something that's still
Talaga? Inaabangan nyo rin to?
compared to other games here, and honestly that could explain why we're not seeing it here listed in this current pipeline. But Guild Wars 3 is absolutely one we're going to keep watching. Now let's move to Netmarble.
Netmarble.
And here on their investor report,
Oy, may nakikita ko we made dito ah. Ano kaya to?
there is really not much to talk about here, at least when it comes to new upcoming MMOs. Looking at their
Pure
current
galawan.
pipeline,
Kaya ko pala yan.
a major unreleased MMO
Pure skills lang.
that fits what we're looking for. But anyway guys, they did recently release RF Online Next, and that launch was actually pretty crazy. So I don't think Netmarble is done with MMOs or anything like that. It just looked like right now they're in that post-launch period where the
Di ko
big
talaga natripan
MMOs
yung
are
ganyan.
pushing
Sorry sa mga sorry guys ha. Pero parang hindi ko siya natripan.
has already come out. So for this quarter, Netmarble gets the shortest section. So thanks.
Maganda siyang laruin, parang siya Night Cross, pero parang hindi siya yung ano ko eh. Hindi siya yung
Cow Games, and this is
Cow.
where we get a few interesting project. First, we have Odin Q.
Dami.
According to the
Uy.
pipeline, this is
Odin Q, pwede to ah. So ang mga abangan natin, teka, gawa tayo mamaya ng list ng mga abangan. Odin Q, RO3, ito mga inaabang ko, RO3, Ion 2. Ayan lang sa mga rumaradar sa akin sa ngayon, Ion 2.
is targeting around the first quarter of 2027, starting with Korea, Taiwan
Tagal pa
first.
pala nito.
So for anyone who doesn't know Odin, the original game actually
Isa rin na inaabangan ko na yung Lord 9. Hindi ko alam kung Lord 10 na yung next doon. Pero yung Lord 9 gusto ko malaro yung next noon. Kung ano yung next na ilalabas sa Lord 9.
is Odin Valhalla Rising. So this is basically another major project using that Odin IP, and I played Odin before, so I'll definitely try Odin Q when it becomes available. Then guys, we have Chrono Odyssey, and it will be next year, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this
Tagal
one.
pa
We
nito.
actually
Ay,
tried it
go.
before, but this
Shooter
one
game?
doesn't really seem to be a traditional MMO, but I still wanted to mention it today.
Ayoko ng
because I
ganito.
know a lot of you are
Masyadong komplikado naman.
and interested in this game. So I'm keeping it separate from the titles that are being clearly marketed as MMORPGs. But anyway guys, the
Ang
one that
komplikado
really
naman
caught my
panoorin nun.
attention here in this investor report is this Archage S Strait of Freedom. This one is currently targeting around the second quarter of 2027, and the main reason why this caught my attention is when you
Pero ang pinaka-inaabangan ko talaga, pre, na alam kong sobrang tagal pa, yung MMO ng League of Legends, pre. Yun, malaki yun. Sigurado yung malaki yung player base nun. Yun ang iniintay ko rin eh.
the platform, it's only PC. That's it guys, no mobile. But I'm not saying that mobile MMOs are bad. It's just that I kind
Oo,
of feel
matik
that
yan, pre.
mobile MMOs are more expensive to play than PC MMOs. But another problem we have here is we still don't have the gameplay footage of this one. And finally guys, we have WeMade,
Yan na.
unfortunately at the time I'm recording this, I'm still only seeing their previous quarterly material, and we actually already covered this previous report on this channel. So instead of repeating the exact same information and pretending it's new, I'm just going to wait, alright? But anyway guys, that's where things currently stand, and this is why I actually like checking these investor reports. Like when you start looking at the actual company pipeline, you get a much better idea of what they're trying to release, what they're launching, where they're launching it, and roughly when they're expecting it to happen. But anyway guys, let me know which MMO on this list you're actually waiting for the most. Alright? So guys, again, thank you very much for watching and for
Solid
supporting
talaga
the
content
channel
ito ni
as always.
guys. Sa mga di pa naka-follow, solid content yan ni Bossing Shendong. Follow nyo siya guys, ayun yung link sa may comment section.